Man, really, really proud of our guys. To go 2-0 in the league, off to a great start. It was good to get to be at home for those 2 weeks. But, you know, I think Stanford's much improved. Really good against the run, as you can see, other than the one long run. We didn't run the football very well today, but we got the one long run, and that helped. And so proud of our defense. I mean, again, played a really good first half other than the last 30 seconds, but to get a goal line stand again on the one, held them to a field goal another time. Obviously the pick late in the game, running all the way back. Like they're moving the ball on us, but we're bowing up when we need to. And that's really at the end of the day what makes a difference in college football is holding people to field goals, keeping them out of the end zone. People are going to move the football at our level. And I just think, you know, I usually don't focus on this kind of stuff, but today we just won our 19th straight regular season game, and that's 10 straight to start ACC play. Like, it's just kind of hard to believe. You know, we started in this league last year, and we won our first 10 games in the league, and so proud of our staff, our administration, everybody associated with our school, our fan base, and most importantly, the players last year and this year. I hope we don't have time to sit around and dwell on it, but I hope our fan base and everybody who loves SMU will think about that for a minute. I'm sure that's never been done before. Like, there's no way a team's ever entered a conference and won their first 10 games in the regular season. It's just kind of hard to believe. And so it doesn't mean we've gotten anywhere near where we want to go, but I think it shows that we belong here. We belong at this level. We're excited about what we can do in the future. But, man, it's just when you really think about it, that's pretty crazy. So we're humbled and fortunate to do that. And now we get to go on the road and play kind of the standard of our league. So we're excited about that opportunity. Yeah, I mean, we brought CJ here for what you saw today. CJ's explosive. He's fast. I mean, you even saw the run in week 1. You know, he's still young. He's a redshirt freshman that hadn't played a ton of running back at the college level. And candidly, probably needs 10 to 12 pounds, you know, but that'll happen for next year. But so the in-between the tackles over and over is probably going to be – he can do it, but just for 15, 20 carries. But I think he showed you today the explosion he can have. I mean, the touchdown run was inside zone. It wasn't like a toss on the outside. And then obviously when Kevin made that incredible play, he still had to go about another 30 or 40. He can give us, him and Derek McFall, you saw Derek too, they can give us some explosive elements to our offense, whereas TJ and the other guys are more kind of downhill at you. And obviously we got the tight ends and the receivers on the outside. So, yeah, we need Chris and those guys to keep being explosive playmakers for us. So what he did today was huge for us in a game where we weren't going to line up and run the football for 4 quarters on them. They're one of the better run defenses out there, but he gave us the ability to be explosive. It only takes one to go 87. So.
You talked about your defense bending but not breaking.
Yeah.
And given the fact that a week ago your guys stopped Syracuse on 3rd and 4th down twice, are you surprised that Stanford then took a field goal off the scoreboard today to try to extend that drive?
You know, that's tough. Probably not because it was 4th and 1. Like, if I'm frank, 10-3 is great. It's a 1-score game. It's early in the game. Like, but I get 4th and it was a true 1. It wasn't more than 1. And they ran it and got it right. I mean, you play to win. So I wouldn't have been shocked either way. But he's probably knowing I'm not going to win this game with field goals. So it makes sense to me. Wasn't a shock. Yeah. We're getting better. We're getting better. Early on, we had 2 or 3 sacks early. I mean, I thought we affected the quarterback well at the beginning and at the end there, and we didn't have to blitz every time. We did blitz some, and we were mixing it up well, but we're getting better, which we thought we would. I mean, when you lose 9 starters, you're just breaking in a lot of new guys. And so it's been good to see Isaiah Smith and Cam Robertson start to become who they've always been here, and Jeffrey and Terry and those guys inside. I know I'm leaving some of those guys out that were making plays. And even when we weren't getting sacks, I thought we were affecting the quarterback. And so, yeah, that's obviously helping.
The defense, shutting them out in the 4th quarter. I know the interception was a huge play, obviously, but then to come back around and force a 3 and out and just kind of slam the door.
Yeah.
That feeling of just winning the 4th quarter.
Yeah, we started the second half really well, right? We we got a 3-and-out, I think, or we got a stop. They may have got one first down. And then we went down and scored in 4 or 5 plays on offense. So right then, we started to finish the second half better than we had. Offensively, we had a drive or two where we didn't execute very well, particularly on third down the whole game, and that's really why we weren't able to score more. But defense hung in there, to your point. We held them to a field goal, and then, I guess the defense got tired of waiting. They decided to pick it off and run it back, and I'm good with that.
Did you call for the behind-the-back pass? If not, what went through your head when you saw him do it?
No, we knew he was going to do it. So we had ran a version of that play McFall scored on last week where he flipped it. So we knew they would overplay and put everybody out there, which there was a bunch of people out there. So it was actually designed to be the 5th play of the game, but we didn't get to the 5th play of the game in the first drive. So we finally got back to that hash, and I knew Thursday when we put it in, Coach King and I were talking about it, and we didn't say anything to Kevin. We just had a feeling we'd go out to walk through, and sure enough, we get out there, and he's working with RJ, flipping it behind his back, And because then they run, hey, can he do it? I'm like, if he can do it, I don't care. Guys are going to have fun, and he can do it. So to us, it was, he had probably done it 15 times, didn't miss it once. So I was like, yeah, sure, man, let it rip. Just don't miss. So.
Is it one of those things that you pick up from somewhere?
No. I'm sure Patrick Mahomes has done it at some point, but we didn't tell Kevin to do it, but we were pretty not shocked when he decided he wanted to do it. And look, we're going to have fun here. Like, winning's hard. We're going to enjoy it. Our kids are going to have fun. Man, if they can do it, we're going to be aggressive. We're going to let them do that stuff. They enjoy it. And like I said, he can pull it off. And RJ had a pretty good run with it. So.
I think it was the first game of the season that KJ hasn't thrown an interception. How are you feeling about his decision-making in the passing game?
Yeah, I'm great, but I've really felt good all season. The one last week was his worst one, and probably his best all-around game of the year, but it was his worst pick. He's probably got 2 bad decision picks on the year. And like I said, I think the other day, they haven't snowballed. And I think he's playing at a high level. We could have thrown for 400 yards, but we were balanced. We were playing good team ball. Our defense was out there a lot because of the way they play on offense. They grind it out. Their drives are 5, 6, 7 minutes. We only ran 54 plays. And some of that's on us because we weren't very good on third down on offense. But, and look, we weren't running the ball well, and they were still keeping an umbrella. So, but I think you saw the first drive of the second half. We could do that and need to do it more, but we have to stay balanced. We have to be able to run the football because in the next drive we tried to on second, third down, and we missed it, and we go 3-and-out, and they're right back on the field. So, but, yeah, I think Kevin's been really good, and we're getting healthy around him. We're still banged up on the O-line. PJ didn't play today. He got cleared at the last minute as an emergency, so I expect him to be good this week. So it's good we were able to win and not play him. But skill positions, Jordan and Mello and the tight ends, and now you see the guys y'all have asked me about at running back. I think we're getting healthy around him. That'll only help him continue to play with more confidence.
You mentioned balancing the offense. It seems like these last couple of weeks there's been a bigger emphasis on utilizing the perimeter of the field and getting the ball out quick. What's that like for you as a play caller when Kevin and the offense's ability to hit that 75-yard play, but also trying to balance that with just dumping it off quickly?
Yeah, it's a little bit of how people play us. We're going in our 4th year, and Kevin's now played a lot. People, they know what Jordan and Romello can do, and even RJ if you play him man. So it's like people aren't playing a lot of man, and they're playing a lot of not only zone, but they're keeping, they're playing more of a light box, but blitzing it to add the number to the box, but keeping a high umbrella, either quarters, 2, 3, a lot on normal downs. And so they're trying to keep you from being explosive. And so to combat that, if that's how you're going to play us, then obviously we have to get the ball on the perimeter. So we're just trying to do what we've always tried to do and make a defense defend the whole field vertically and horizontally. And it's really up to them how we do it. And, we're about to play some people that aren't going to be scared to come up and play press man and see what we can do too. So, but that's the last 2 weeks probably why you've seen it, because that's the way Stanford and Syracuse really chose to attack us. So that's kind of how we chose to attack them. But get your playmakers the ball more, it gets it in space, and then again it helps it when now you play action and guys are open because they have to honor the whole field.
Coach, you talk about KJ and his big plays. Will you as a coach having a guy that dynamic where at any point in time the play can go from like, whoa, what's going on, to like, oh, he did that. For you as a coach, how's that to have a dynamic guy?
It's incredible. When you call plays with the level of confidence you have in your quarterback. Everybody does. And they're not going to tell you that if they don't call it aggressive, but If you believe in your quarterback, you'll call anything. And if you don't, then you try to protect them or put them in good, you know what I mean? And we'll flip it behind the back and we'll do whatever because we believe in our players, we believe in Kev. And, what's so great about Kev, he loves the game. He believes in himself. He can sometimes he doesn't quit on any play, as we all know. But he also is like playing within the offense, and he's just like, whatever you call, I'm going to go execute it. Like he's never frustrated when things aren't going well. He just goes out and plays because he loves the game. He loves his school. He loves his city. And he loves his teammates. And so, but to the part about his decision making, you call the game more aggressively when you believe in your quarterback. And I don't think anybody believes in their quarterback more than we believe in ours.
When you talk about how much you believe in him and how much he's played for you, how much he's produced for you, are you surprised that we're halfway through the season and, if I'm not mistaken, he hasn't thrown for 300 yards yet?
No. I mean, I think he's thrown for 280, 290 like 3 or 4 times.
280 every week.
I guess 300's like the equator for you or something. Is that a big mark?
I don't know, but that's
I'm just messing with you. I know. I don't care. I know coming into the game, he was 71% completion. What was he today? 22 of 30. He was. Thank you, Billy. My math was about to start rolling. That goes back to what I was saying. He doesn't care. Whatever it takes to win. And trust me, we're going to play some people down the stretch that he'll have plenty of chances to throw for 300.
On that final 4th and 7, you send the offense out there, take that timeout, and then Sam drills the 48-yard kick. What went into that decision?
I was trying to run the clock out and go home. I'm hungry. But we ran the play on first down, and Chris, he ran out of bounds, so it stopped the clock, and then they started using their timeouts. So the whole idea was I was kind of in between, like last week we didn't kick. If we'd only been up 2 scores, we probably wouldn't have kicked it because a block kick could be ran back for a touchdown. That's why we didn't kick it a week ago. So we went out and just tried to draw them off sides. And if we could have drawn them off sides, get a free play, maybe go to 4th and 2, might have gone for it. But when not, I said, 3 scores, minute and a half. Scott felt good about it. They had moved the ball, but it takes them a long time. And we wanted to give Sam a chance to make a 48-yard field goal. So that was really what went into it. They didn't jump, called timeout, and said, you know what, let's let Sam go knock it through like we see him do all the time, and now everybody else got to see him do it.
I know the pass defense down the stretch in the 4th quarter has been an emphasis this year. Stanford got down to the goal line.
Yeah.
You had that pick. How did you assess how that unit did today?
We didn't have busts today. We were in position. The play design right before half. Now, we were in 2-man the play before, and they hit it down the middle of the field, and Ahmad almost picked it off. And when you're 2-man, really the best chance to do is to run down the middle and get it down before the safety. And, it was bang, bang, credit their guy who made a play. We got to make that play. Like, we're covering them on top and below. We got to make that play. The touchdown play, the next play, was a really nice design. And then late in the game, they hit us on a double move, and Ahmad's there. Like, we weren't busting coverages today. We're in position more. They made some good plays. We got to start making those contested plays. And that's what it comes down to, right? Jordan on the go ball makes the contested play. Their guys were making the contested play. So I think 2 weeks in a row with the guys, Smoke wasn't able to go, but hopefully he'll be back this week. But 2 weeks in a row, our guys are getting more comfortable with Deuce and Kyron at nickel. And now we just got to finish those plays, more than we have been. But, I believe our guys will keep working at it, and they will.
David's had 6 sacks, you had the pick 6, of course, the 3 fumbles. You had the 4th down stop. They're making all the big plays. You're shutting them down. Is the next step for your team is to become dominant, just consistently making the plays?
Yeah, I think, defensively, it would be getting off the field quicker so people can't keep the ball away. And then offensively, like today, we didn't play bad on offense. The first drive was bad. We had one bad drive there in the second quarter. But the reason, we're sitting at 34, really 27, and some of the stats are kind of, and we only have 54 plays, is we're 3-11 on 3rd down, and we weren't in as many 3rd and longs today. And early on, I'd say half of them good by them. We just got to be better. And if we're better on 3rd down, 2 things will happen. We'll extend the drives. We'll finish more drives. Because like the dad will tell you, if you get 1 or 2 3rd down conversions, you score. And that probably was true today for us. But we've got to be better on those downs because, if we're not scoring explosive in a few drives, in a few plays, like we did start the half, then we're stalling out and we're putting our defense right back out there. And so we can help our defense go to the next level. It's good team ball. Defense can help the offense get us the ball back more. We can help them by staying on the field and finishing drives more, putting more separation, and not putting as much pressure on them. So we're getting closer. Our guys are pulling for each other, which I love, picking each other up when one's not playing as well. And we just got to get to where now we're in sync and we're both playing good championship football together. And I think those are some areas we can do that. Get off the field quicker on defense and stay on the field on those third downs on offense.
The energy for your team to start, it seemed like, when they were running out, there was some rapid going on or whatever.
Yeah.
Behind you, things like that. For a stadium that wasn't maybe what it normally
Yeah.
is, the guys creating that energy a little bit.
I was proud of them for that. I was upset with our social team for saying we hadn't lost in the black jerseys before we played. I was like, hey, man. But now why we say we're 5-0. So, no, they did a great job, the social team. Our guys did a good job being ready to play. We came in from warm-ups and our staff's like they're ready to play, and they were right. You create your own energy. We're about to go on the road where we have a whole lot less fans for us than we did today, and they've got about 87,000, I think. So, I think that's just the maturity of the team. They're growing. They're starting to learn. And they also don't – when we're coming out of the tunnel, they're not hearing the same thing in the tunnel you are hearing in the stadium. So they're ready to go.
A lot has been made about penalties this year. It looked like you were fighting for Kyron on that call that he got there late. Just what does it say to the guys that, yeah, you're going to get on them when they're dumb penalties, but you're going to stand up for them? And then also how gratifying is it when next play, is that pick six?
Ball don't lie. Yes, I want my players to know I'm going to fight for them. I don't want them to have any doubt. And so my deal on this is, I guess 2 or 3 years ago, we've never had a meeting in college football where we said celebrating's allowed. It's just like allowed, which fine. Like I grew up where you couldn't do anything, right? Flag. It's allowed now. It's been allowed for several years. You see it, offensive guys, they celebrate, and as long as they celebrate together, cool. Same thing on defense. Everybody does the whole box, thumbs down. I have no idea what it means, but I put you in a box, yay. So if we're going to let them do it, we got to be consistent. There was no taunting going on. So I understand that's what was called, and if that's what they think, then fine. But Kyron wasn't trying to taunt. He was trying to celebrate a play he made. And that's all. So I'm going to stand up for him, because I know how hard he's worked to get to where he is, and I know what a great play he made on a great player. And that could have been a game-changing play now. It was 24-10, and all he's doing is playing with passion and for love of the game. So, look, I'm the first guy. If one of our guys taunts, I am all over our guys. We don't stand for it here. It's not who we are, and when they do it, we're not for it. I won't say one of our players didn't play the last 6 minutes of the game because it was starting to get chippy. I'm like, no, he's not going back in. But, man, if we're going to let them celebrate and for the love of the game and they do it the right way, then let's just be consistent. It's my hope. And that's the only reason I was fighting for them. But everyone has their own point of view. So.
Were you nervous to execute that in a game?
No, we've been practicing all week long. At first, it was supposed to be like a normal flip. I told Coach last year, let's do it behind the back. He was like, if you can do it 5 times in a row, we'll do it. So I was like, all right, did it 5 times in a row. So went out there and executed it.
Did you see that somewhere?
I mean, I saw it a couple times from Mahomes, but, that wasn't really the thing I was thinking about. Just let's have some fun with it. So, add to flipping it.
Have your receivers been lobbying for you to do that before today?
Nah, I mean, nobody ever mentioned that, honestly, until we got to that play. He was like, we're going to ride it and then flick it. And I was like, add some juice into it. So, went behind that.
What's going through your mind on that big play that CJ made where you were escaping?
Oh, my God. Yeah, so I just knew I had to make one man miss, made him miss, and then just climbed in the pocket and gave him the ball. And then after the fact, my head was in the ground, so I didn't see the play. He literally grabbed my head and pushed in the ground. I didn't see the play, so I don't know how CJ got up out of there.
Watch the highlights later.
Yeah, let's do it.
But was he the target all along, or are you just trying to get away from pressure and looking for anybody in the same color jersey you got on?
I know he's never a target in that play, so it just happened. He popped in my vision. I saw he was wide open and just gave him the ball, let my playmakers make plays, and that's what he did right there.
Between him and McFall, and kind of getting it out to your running backs a little bit more in the passing game. I guess what's the goal there, and how's that been?
Yeah.
Kind of giving them
Yeah, those guys are really diverse. They can, they can do anything on the field. They can catch, block, run, all of that. So, sometimes we line them up at receiver, and you see the skills they have out there running routes and catching the ball. So I think just putting them in the backfield, creating matchups that that linebackers really can't guard at running back. So just putting them in space and letting them make plays is a key part of our game.
And with the running game, not playing up to its standard today, and that being maybe tough to sustain drives when it's not. What's that like for you again? As Coach Ashley too, but when you're dumping it off to the running backs or to the receivers out in space, just trying to get chunk plays and not always looking for that explosive
Right.
play.
Yeah, it's gonna happen sometimes. We're not gonna play our best run game at some points. We knew going in Stanford was a really good run support team, so we knew we would have to throw the ball a little bit more and just get the ball on the perimeter. It's not always about the big shots like you said. It's about making the smart plays. Like Coach Lash would tell me, be a boring quarterback and go out there. Just make plays. So that's kind of what I did today. We just execute at a high level.
What was it like watching that pick six, getting ready to get on the field for a
Yeah.
but Medlock kicks it all the way instead?
Yeah, so the prior plays before, some plays I didn't agree with, but they caught the flag anyways, and yeah, just leading up to that, and I saw Medlock get the pick. He just returned it for 6. It was it was a great feeling because we knew we would have to score again, and he sealed it out for us. Sealed the game up.
After being limited in his first couple games to mostly special teams, Yamir Knight has become a much bigger part of the
Right.
offense, the passing game. What have you seen, I guess, maybe even in practice, that has led to the evolution, the growth of his game that's made him a much bigger part of your offense?
Yeah, I knew he'd be a guy. The first time we had a throwing session, I probably threw over about 40 passes to him. He didn't drop nothing. So just looking at that and going to practice, him just figuring out the offense, and he connected really quick, and he just fit in the offense, and just try to get him the ball more and let him make plays with the ball in his hand. We can see what he do with the ball in his hands.
Now you guys moved past these first 2 games, big one now this week. Just what are your initial thoughts about this week? I know you're going to try to enjoy the win, but it's a pretty big one.
Yeah, it's definitely a big one. We had a good preparation week, going in. We know Stanford would be a tough team to play against. So, just executing against them, make sure we execute our base plays and, go as fast as we can will definitely, help us out during that game. And Stanford put up a pretty good fight. And now, it's just on the next week.
How much development have you guys had as a team as far as the process that you guys have to get to each week to play at your best? Has that been something that you've seen like a big amount of growth?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, starting out the first couple games, it didn't go as planned as we wanted to, but just getting in the film room, our coach is doing a great job at coaching our players, and just getting in there, just being able to process things. It came a long way with us, and now we just executing like it's nothing. It's in the back of our hand. We're just going out there and playing.
How are you guys feeling getting a chance to take it back to Clemson after last year's championship game?
Yeah, I'm very excited. They got us last year, but we're gonna try to get them this year, and hopefully the results will stay the same. I mean, as a dub for us, and it's very excited to get out there and play against my guy, Klubnik.
Given the way the last one ended against Clemson on the last play, is that one that stuck with you over the offseason? Is that one you circled on the schedule when it came out?
Yeah, it definitely did. I mean, we knew we'll have, looking at our schedule, we knew we'll have Clemson in the early ACC play. So just, being prepared for that, going up there to Death Valley, just being prepared for that, just ready to go play them guys.
What did you see on that run before half?
Are you talking about the touchdown run?
Yeah.
I was just ready, like Coach Foster and Coach Coop been talking to us like all day, like during the game, just about reading it and just being patient. So my main thing was just seeing it and hitting it. Like, once I seen it, I just hit it full speed.
Justin, on defense, obviously you come up with a huge play, but before you dive into the play, what do you say about that defense where, last week and this week now your back's up against the ball and you just find a way to make game-changing plays?
That's really just what Coach Simons preaches, like, as a unit. No matter what type of plays they make, no matter how far they go down the field, we just have that bend but don't break mentality. So every time we step foot on the field, we expect to make a play to get off the field.
And then on that specific play, I mean, you read the eyes of the QB the whole way. What did you see there pre-snap?
Just watching film throughout the week with my coach, Coach Crum, he got us pretty alert for every situation, every route they could possibly run. So trusted my film, trusted my studying, and made a play.
CJ, you were hanging there in the flats on that that receiving touchdown you had. What was
I mean, that's something that he does on a day-to-day basis. Like, you know, like that's just the type of guy he is. He's always gonna be available. So don't ever look away or not be looking at him because he'll always be looking at you. So I just was open, like, you know, nobody was out there. So, and I didn't think I was gonna get the ball, but you know, I made it happen. And that was a great execution by me and Kev. So shout out to him for that.
It looked like there were 4 or 5 guys closing in on him. Were you surprised that he even saw you or could get the ball out to you?
Like I said, he do that a lot, so it's not surprising to me. Like, that's just the type of guy he is. But I knew he was gonna spit it out. Like, I just had to put my hands up for him to look my way, and he did that. So.
Coach said he wasn't surprised when Kevin did the behind the back throw. Were you guys surprised on the offense?
I mean, I didn't see that, but we've been working on it all week, and he been good at it. So, but I was kind of nervous for it, but I knew that he was gonna execute the play and get it done. So that's all that matters. As long as he execute it and get the play done, that's all that matters. So.
It felt great getting to celebrate with my team, and it's crazy because after the penalty, Coach Lashley said the ball don't lie, and in the very next play, we come out as a defense and make a play. So that was very special to be able to celebrate with my teammates and be able to just do what I can to help the defense.
Was there a point where you knew you were on your way, or was it not till you crossed the goal line?
Oh no! As soon as I touched it, I saw the green grass, I saw that blue end zone, and I knew I had to get there.
Any thought that Brandon was going to knock you over?
Nah, I was trying to tell Brandon, like, block the dude behind me. So, yeah, but it all worked out. Glory to God. And yes, sir.
So much is made about defense stopping the run. You hold them to 75 yards. I don't know, some of that was 6 sacks, knocked their numbers down. But overall, what was the key to the way you and the rest of the defense attacked Stanford's running game today?
I got to get that all to the coaches, just putting us in the best spot available, having us go through different down and distances, different situations in the game, formations, and just having us very dialed in and locked in to what we need to do. And the team went out there and executed.